Good morning and welcome to Waypoint Connect. Waypoint Connect is just a short conversation that we're having about real life topics, usually about what people are going through, what they experience, and then we ask ourselves the question, well, how does that inform my life decisions and questions? So I thought, why not get real for a moment and really press into a topic that we often don't engage in. That topic for me is, how do we as South Africans unite, come together, work together, live together? I heard a short conversation by Gustav Gous where he shared on RSG. Now, a bit of a confession there, giving my age away in terms of what I'm listening to. Not Gustav Gous, but RSG. And what is important out of what Gustav shared is, he said, the government has forced us to get different cultures to come together and work together, but they did us a disservice because nobody actually helped us to navigate the challenges of working together with different cultures. So you need to understand what I'm saying and also what he said. It's not a negative thing, it's a positive thing. He's not saying we shouldn't, he's saying we should, we need to. It's about time that it happens. But what he's saying is, he's stating the fact that we often miss and often skip is that it's going to ask something of us. We're going to need to get uncomfortable. We are going to have to be willing to learn, because engaging with other cultures is a matter of stepping outside of my comfort zone and finding out, just knowing more. It's not going to happen by itself for us to simply work together and come together. So what I think, if we're really honest about this topic, in my conversations with people, what I found is more of an openness towards tolerance, rather than a real embrace and a coming together of different cultures. And let's be honest, because it's easy to tolerate, because I don't need to change, but I create space for you. Now, that's a good step to take. But that's not where we need to be. And that's not where we should be. Where we need to be is understanding the other person's culture, appreciating the other person's culture, and then, in a sense, integrating. Now, the integrating is the difficult, challenging part, because that means I need to wear long trousers even though I feel like wearing shorts, because there's a connection to that in somebody else's culture, and it's going to conflict with my message that I want to convey. So I need to do something that I wasn't wanting to do necessarily, that's going to ask something of me, but I'm doing that because I acknowledge the other person, recognize that, and I'm willing to get uncomfortable for their sake. And what I just experience on a day-to-day basis is that people are focused on themselves. It's all about me and what I want, and we see that in traffic. We see that in how people drive. I need to get there on time, so never mind you now waiting because I'm pushing in. My needs are more important. But it relates to everything, and it really relates to this context of connecting with people. That's part of why one house a month is so important for us. It's not about fixing a house. It is about that, but it's not only about fixing a house, and it's not only about acknowledging the human dignity in somebody else's life. And as part of that dignity is that they need to have a house that's not just a roof over their head, but it looks good. It's waterproof, it's warm, but it also looks good. And if I want that for me, why wouldn't I want that for somebody else? And it's not just, again, about going and doing something for somebody. It's about engaging them, taking them with on the process, understanding why it's difficult for them to do this. And through that process, relationships start to form. And when a relationship forms, then it's easier to step out of your comfort zone because it's a connection with that person. And that's what Jesus is calling us to do. Jesus said 2 commands. First, love God. Second, love other people. And the second one is where we fail. We fail horribly at loving other people. And that's where we challenged day to day, the in and the out, Loving people that on the surface we wouldn't want to love, like a taxi driver. My apologies, I need to come out of the closet and confess that. But that's the first step towards changing that attitude and changing that behavior, is acknowledging it and saying, this is where I struggle. I need to be open and honest about that. And then secondly, and now it's no longer okay for me to feel like that and try and justify why I feel like that. I need to change my outlook, my view, and my response to that. Because what Jesus then says is, these two things is what you need to focus on. I'm going to show you what love is. And he went, and that's what we're celebrating in 2 weeks' time in Easter, is when he said, I'm wanting to give everything for you because you are worth that to me. And when we understand the love that we've been shown, why wouldn't we want to be showing that love to other people? And that's why we read in the New Testament that is what shows other people that we're following Jesus. Not going to church on a Sunday, not reading my Bible, it is that. But what really shows people that we're following Jesus is by how much we love other people. Sometimes that love is a tough love and it's a hard love. So we don't need to, we shouldn't forget that, and that's a topic for another conversation. But where we really fall short is how we love other people. So let's be challenged this week to step out of our comfort zone and really get uncomfortable for the sake of other people, for the sake of understanding somebody else. And I can just from personal experience say that taking that time to sit and listen to somebody means the world to them. And through that process is how we start to get connected, and we move from tolerating people to embracing people. I want us as South Africans to show people across the world what it looks like when we start embracing difference and celebrate difference and use that as a platform for growth and innovation and communities rebuilt. So let's take up that challenge by starting in our own life and connecting with the people around us and saying, who do I need to spend 5 minutes with, and just get to know their environment, their world, and what they're going through a bit better. That's why 1 house a month is so important, because it creates the opportunity for us to build these relationships and understand somebody that works and lives in a completely different community than I do. It creates that opportunity for conversation to take place. If we don't create time for other people, those relationships won't grow, and it doesn't give us that opportunity to really show that. So if you want to get involved, our next date is the 27th of April on Freedom Day. What a better way to commemorate and celebrate Freedom Day than by spending it with people that are from a totally, completely different context than yours, totally different community than yours. Spending time with them and collaborating with them around a project that's meaningful and impactful. So what we assisting on is building a creche in Warmer Township. So if you want to be part of that day, not just the activity, but the relationships being built, you are free to contact me and get involved with that. We're really excited about how we changing our city, our metro, one house at a time, 1 house a month. So join us on the 27th of April and help us make a difference, not just in our own lives, but in other people's lives as well, and in their communities. And let's take up this call to really show that we're followers of Jesus by showing people how we should love one another. And remember, have a great week.